Hello, everybody, and welcome to Charlie Grace Adventures. We're talking about RV travel talk today, but we're talking about van life travel talk today, which is very exciting. So, let's just have a great time. We're live. We're going to have lots of comments and questions. I'm really excited because this is an event that I went to last year, and I cannot wait to talk to the main organizer about this whole thing and what they're going to do this year. But before we do that, let's just do a little housekeeping here. If it's your first time watching, thank you so much for being here. Hit that like and subscribe button and that bell to get notified every Monday night, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. We do an RV Travel Talk podcast. We do it live on YouTube, live on Facebook, live on Instagram, live on Twitch, live on a lot of different platforms. But at the end of the time, it's always fun. And you never know, if you make a comment, it might be actually included in the secondary podcast, which is always fun. So also, if you decide to give us a super chat on any of those platforms, we do appreciate that. We make you smile, do something fun, you learn something new. All that money goes into our Smile campaign. And what that means is we've been helping out individuals who've been essentially hurt by the latest in weather storms, such as like Hurricane Milton and Hurricane Helene, specifically for campgrounds. So we've been doing that for a few weeks now. We're really happy to do that and help those campgrounds get back on their feet. So just to let you know where the money goes, that's where it's going these days. So let's see who we've got in the chat already. I think we have Giggles FPV. Yo, check it out. I'm first. Thanks for being here, man. Really appreciate that. And of course, we got the Broken Nomad. Thanks for being here as well. Van Life, woohoo, that's right. Someone's building a van. This guy's building a van. I know he's working really, really hard on that. And thank you for that membership, by the way. I do appreciate it. And Rosie is, she's tired. My dog is super tired. That is my co-host. She's laying down. That's what happens. That's how we do this. But without further ado, we're going to get going because it is time to break out the official podcast and bring up our guest. So hold on a second. We're going to just go like that. And we're going to welcome our guest. Hey.
Hello. I was drumming along.
Okay, I got to tell you, this guy right here, this is Lance. Okay. This is the Lance that we like, guys. This is the guy from VanFest, the guy who came up with the idea. He's doing all the great stuff. Anytime you go to VanFest and you yell the name Lance, he just pops up out of nowhere like whack-a-mole.
Usually on a one wheel.
On a one wheel.
Yes.
So
I have only fallen off once per event. So not too bad. Not too bad.
That's impressive. That's really impressive. So let's talk about this first. What exactly is VanFest? Tell all our friends out there, if they've never gone, what is VanFest?
Absolutely. VanFest is a community-focused, community-driven van life festival for the most part. Celebration. We'll say celebration instead of festival because that's really what it is. It's my way, my wife Jess and I's way of giving back to the community, really.
And it is quite a community. I have to tell you,
it is.
I went last year for the first time and I got to experience it, which was really cool. And I really think that's the big word is community. I mean, you get to meet people, people of all different walks of life and stages, people who have vans. It's not just vans though. So you open it up to people. You don't have to have a van to attend, correct?
You just have to have the spirit. That's what I say. That's what I like to say. Vans. I mean, we've had vans, buses, obviously, right? That goes kind of hand in hand synonymously. RVs of all sorts, car campers, truck campers, SUVs, Toyota Prius. What's Honda's? Someone showed up in one year in a Honda, an Insight, the equivalent. It has a hatch and the tent that attaches and everything.
All sorts of cool stuff for all of vankind.
Yes, exactly.
I like that. This is cool. We've got some new friends joining too. Let's say hi. We've got Steve and Tina Jewel. Thanks for being here. Our buddies at No Sticks and No Bricks, they're coming in too. So I really have to tell people because VanFest, like you said, is more than just vans. It's more of like it's a community. It's a travel, people who may be any timers, full timers, or some timers.
Sure.
Just learning about it and doing some stuff. But tell us a little bit about, I know when I got there, you checked me in, and there are different places to park. You can camp or you could spend the day.
Yes.
Explain that.
So there's a couple different tiers, right? So part of VanFest, I try to position it as about 80% festival and celebration and a little bit of an expo in there. And the reason why is because in summer of 2018, Jess and I had been about 2 years past discovering like Eamon and Beck and some of the real OG van lifers. And we were like, oh, that's cool. And we stumbled across, I think it was a United Tiny House event up here in Massachusetts. And we're like, Sure, $20. Let's go in and check it out. And I think they had about a dozen rigs. Did not have a ton, but it really having that tangible experience of going into a bus, going into a van and a shuttle bus and what have you, and seeing like, oh, this is actually doable because it's hard to envision. So what we do is for a couple hours on Saturday and Sunday during the event, those who want to, by no means is anyone obligated. We invite you to open your doors for people from the public to come and tour the rigs. We got workshops for them and for nomads. Rig tours. We got a bunch of industry. I say industry leading. Seriously though, like some amazing vendors and sponsors that are there that have solutions from ground up van builds to very specific niche items, roof racks, cabinets, things like that. Things that are daunting for someone that is starting their own nomadic journey.
I would say that some of the exhibitors who are just showing their DIYs, the things that they've done, were pretty impressive. I will say this. Builders were impressive too, but I mean, just learning about, it's about what you want. And when you have a blank slate, then you can actually, design it yourself. It really gave a lot of people some great ideas and going, wow, I never thought I'd like a Murphy bed so much, but I do.
It gives me ideas. And I go back to mine at the end of the day and I'm like, how the hell did I do that? I could have done what this guy did, but hindsight is 2020, as they say.
Well, it got me excited about building another van. That's what it did. I was like, same. Ooh, okay.
Oh, don't worry. I have plans. I have CAD drawings. I have like a notebook with sketches.
Yeah, there's some really good ones, which is fun. So, okay. So last year I sort of exhibited, but I didn't exactly. I was in the exhibitor aisle and we talked about different things. So like you said, some people show like their systems, and I was actually showing my bicycle unit because there's nobody out there that was doing a switch kit bicycle unit. Everyone was getting all these electric bikes, and it was just trying to show people that you can use a regular bike and put a different kind of kit on it to make it electric and not have all that heavy equipment that you may have to tow around, because we all know there's very little space in these vans, or very little, you don't want to add a bunch of weight to it on the end too. So it can just be items such as that, as well as you could give a full van tour if you want to exhibit.
Yeah, absolutely. To anyone's comfort level. We have people that come by, they have dogs or cats. Pets are always welcome as long as they're well behaved. That's like the best part is I try to take like an hour or two every day and just meet all the dogs. I buy two bags of tennis balls, like the 25 bags, just to give out. And you have they put up gates and people can poke their head in and look around.
It's really cool. It's really, I think I should do a short of all the van dogs I've met at all these events.
Oh, I have a folder on my desktop of like all the photos and stuff.
So much fun. So much fun. I love this.
I think another good aspect to say is a lot of people who are on the road, especially full time, make stuff and they sell stuff. We've had people that do, clothing, t-shirts, whatever, macrame, perfumes. People offer massages, services, and stuff, and it's just a great way to make also a little money while you're on the road.
So let's talk because we're specifically talking about the one that's coming up in Florida. And this is where are the dates again?
This I should know off the top of my head. February 6th to 10th.
There you go. So It's interesting because it goes over the weekend and goes into Monday. Give someone an idea of like a schedule of what they could expect.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm actually pulling up the schedule right now, and we're actually 100 days away from launch. So schedule wise, we really expanded it this time around. Last year it was a 3-day. I have to count: Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. 3-day, 3-night. You're on the wrong website. Click on that checkout lift up. There you go. We expanded it to an additional day, and lowered the exhibiting ticket prices a couple bucks as well, as a thank you to everyone who does come out and helps showcase this unique and amazing lifestyle. I was trying to figure out which adjective I wanted to use, so I went with both. If you click on schedule up there at the top.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So in addition to the normal stuff, right, we're adding, oh, by the way, the space theme is new this year. This is in Florida's Space Coast. If anyone doesn't know, you're about 25 miles away from Kennedy Space Center. So a lot of things are space themed, just roll with it. We added what we're calling away missions. Before the space theme, they were going to be called field trips, but we're going to have one before and after. So the weekend before, we're going to do a group trip to Kennedy Space Center. That is an extra cost. They do not give much of a discount for groups. I think it's like $3 per ticket. It's kind of paltry. But if you haven't been to Kennedy Space Center, I can tell you it is amazing. It is I went there by myself because my wife had to work and I had the day off a couple of years ago. This is great. Spent all day there. Um, so we're going to go check out all of the, I can't even tell you what's there, like just all the amazingly cool space related stuff. We'll keep scrolling past that. The weekend after, we are going to do a mission called Terraforming, which we're going to partnering with a local brewery to do a beach cleanup in the morning, have like a potluck cookout beach day in the afternoon, and then they have a finite amount of space back at the brewery, but they're going to have us all there, have some discounted drinks. I think there's going to be like a pizza truck. I can't remember what they said. Some sort of food, and they'll allow us to stay the night on property.
Nice.
So quite a few ads this year going on for sure.
I I like that. Oh, yeah, I like this idea because a lot of people like give backs and they want to do something. It's a great way to meet other people too. Quite honestly, having a joint, it's fantastic.
And who doesn't like the beach? Space is a little bit of a niche thing, but who doesn't like the beach?
I'm telling you. Well, I live now in Rocket City in Huntsville, so we're like Cocoa Beach, and we're like sister cities now. It's sort of fun.
Yeah. So all weekend, we got the rig tours for anyone who is exhibiting their rig. If anyone doesn't know Thad, goes by Nomad Thad with 2 Ds and 2 Ds on Instagram. He has a trailer that he tows behind his rig. Then he does like custom die cut stickers. He does whole vehicle wraps as well. So if you have anything you want designed and cut out for stickers or outside wraps for your rig, he's the guy. We get sponsors and vendors going on from 11 to 5 every day. We have the cargo exchange, again, a space theme, but kind of just a swap shack. So we all amass a bunch of crap. Somehow we're like, no, I know exactly where to put that. And if I ever want to get to it, it's going to take 25 minutes. So this is a good chance to clean out and say, have I touched this in 6 months? No, let me leave it for someone else who did. We're going to have silent dance parties every night. So we're getting, I think, either 150 or 200 wireless headsets with 3 different channels on them. If anyone is a DJ or thinks they're a DJ and wants to try it.
Ooh, I have a playlist. I'm so there. I'm a
Spotify DJ. I will hit this and go. So
sounds awesome. Okay. Love that.
Yeah, let's keep scrolling.
This is good. Okay. Thursday, Nomads only. So, woohoo!
Nomads only day, Thursday and Friday. So event setup's going to be from 7 to 6. If anyone wants to help out and you have thumbs, let me know. We could always use some people. Early bird camping does start at 2, but if you want to help set up and stuff, just reach out to me. Lance at VanFestUSA.com. We'll figure out getting you in there early. We're going to do a community potluck on Thursday. So no specific theme. Just make sure that you label any allergens and come on by.
I'm still making alien deviled eggs. That's all I'm doing. I'm just saying.
Perfect. That's perfect.
Be something fun.
I like the theme. Stick with the theme. That's great.
Go with the theme.
Yeah. Talent show. So we'll just kind of do an open mic talent show. We'll do community judges. Maybe just by round of applause. Haven't figured that part out yet. But Friday, we have a morning walk and run. We're also going to have yoga. I need to update this. I have so much stuff in the spreadsheet, but I just haven't put it into this format yet. I wish you had the spreadsheet. So we'll do a morning walk or run in the morning. If anyone is crazy enough to want to get up at 7 and run. We're also going to have yoga. I can't remember exactly what time. I think it's going to be at 9. And I'm also looking for someone to host some sort of boot camp class. If anyone wants to do anything like that, let me know. As long as you tell me you're qualified, you're qualified. I'll have you sign a thing saying you won't sue me.
I'd like a boot camp of like how to change a van tire because I've had 2 flat tires.
I know how to change a tire. Lifting the van is going to be a bit tough. I'm only 2,000 pounds overweight.
Yeah, just small things. But I digress.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, camping arrival. The usual stuff. We'll do a welcome and happy hour, live music, open mic. We already have a couple people who've reached out saying they want to perform. You can do. I mean, we've had people do like spoken word poetry. Get up there with a guitar. I'll bring my guitar if anyone needs one. I have an acoustic electric. So we'll have a dance party and costume contest, and then the silent dance after that. And the reason that I had the idea to go with the silent dance is because some people, me, like to go to bed and not listen to music all night, and some people don't. So I figured this is the best way to have the best of both worlds, right?
This will be interesting. I like this. I've never had a silent dance party. We'll see how this works. This will be interesting.
Yes, same.
I like the alien. I sort of like the alien theme, though. I gotta tell you, this whole liftoff rocket thing, perfect. Okay, awesome. So Saturday is a big day because people show up.
People show up. Yes, Saturday. So Thursday, Friday are nomad only days. Saturday we have public hours from 11 to 5, and generally it ramps up around 12:30 and kind of cools down at 3:30. If you're exhibiting by no means are you required to stay there that entire time. Like, shut the doors, take a break, go walk around, meet
Right.
people, go for a walk, do whatever. We have workshops and panels from 12 to 5. I only have one on here. So we'll have connectivity on the road by one of our sponsors, Open Road Mobile, run by a gentleman named Don Pretlow. He's lovely. He really knows his stuff about connectivity. There are definitely going to be more than one workshop and panel. I just haven't updated this. We're going to do Cheers Queers Happy Hour with Cade and Brooke at their bus Bandit. So they are absolutely a lovely couple. Come say hello. Sunday, again, yoga. Paul and Grace Rideout will be holding a chaplain service, rig tours, etc. Workshops and panels. Still need to update it. This is really making me feel bad that I haven't. And I can't say the official name, but we're going to do a big game potluck, if you know what that means.
Fun.
Because we are having this event on Super Bowl Sunday.
Ooh, that'd be fun. That'd be really good. I like that.
So we're going to get a couple of TVs set up. It's going to be a potluck, so kind of bring whatever you'd like. We're going to actually take the workshop tent, which I think is 40 by 40 or 30 by 40 feet or so.
Okay.
Set everything up in there. We'll have chairs. You can bring your own chair because we'll have folding chairs and they're not that great. That's what the venue had.
All I know is I'm hoping like a team like, the Green Bay Packers. I want to see people wear cheese heads.
You gotta put some effort in.
If you're going to go into like watch the Super Bowl, and I mean, if someone's making wings or
you're not supposed to say Super Bowl.
It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
The superb owl.
It'll be fine. It'll be really good. I love it. Lots of stuff going on. So as far as like the dates of this, it's really cool. And what I like about this, we've gone through sort of like the general schedule. It's quite a few days.
It needs updating. I understand.
I love the away missions. Let's start with that. Like you said, I think this is really cool. I like the ability to go to the Kennedy Space Center with a group. I love the idea of like doing a cleanup on the beach. I would love to do that. That would be something I would enjoy. There's lots of stuff, it's coming up and how we can, participate in different ways for VanFest. So it's not just a quote unquote event. It's a community-based.
It's a celebration.
Celebration.
It's a celebration. Right. And, I will say community-based, community-focused. If anyone out there in the community wants to get involved, if you want to do a workshop, if you want to host a fitness class, like I want to get as many people involved as possible because I think that you can share the sentiment, right? On the road, in these random places, you run into people that are just awesome. And you'll remember them for the rest of your life. And a lot of nowadays, you'll probably stay in touch for the rest of your lives as well. With social media and everything. And it's just amazing to bring this many people together, and you don't really realize what a truly amazing group of people and community it is until you do. Yeah.
I would wholeheartedly agree. I know I've made some friends that I've kept in touch with from the last FanFest. And people I've traveled with too, which is even more fun. So like, hey, I'm going to be here. Hey, I'm going to be here. Let's meet up. Let's get together. Let's boondock together. Things like that. I would love to see a panel called "I Wish I Knew."
Love it.
Are
you volunteering to host it?
I could panel. I could be a panelist or do that. But I wish I knew things. I wish I knew my first year of van life.
I'm going to write that down right now.
Because it's really important because people are like, I thought I knew, or I wish I knew, or everything from energy. I mean, you have to go crazy. But I think when most people talk about van life, especially for female van life, they think, ooh, safety and security, which is a big topic. And I'm not going to negate that because that is a very big topic. However, it's not the only thing.
No,
definitely not the only thing. So, you start learning, I don't want to say the tricks of the trade or, learning how to travel in van lifestyle. It is a very different way from a typical RV travel because, when you tow versus a motorized or anything like that, it's a pathway. It's a way in which you go and you continue to go. You tend to not rubber band back. It tends to be like on the way. So
in some way, shape, or form, yes.
Yeah, you plan a little differently. So, and the places you park, are different. So, it's been a journey.
We'll talk about that.
It's a good one. Like that. Well, we're planning, guys. If you guys have any really good ideas for panels or panelists that you think would be interesting too, write them in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. I'd like to know what you guys are thinking because it's something. If you're interested and you want to know more about it, we might know people who are who could discuss that with great authority, and it's more interesting. Yeah.
And that's the thing. That's a good point too. Is that even if Charlie or myself or whoever you ask don't know, we'll probably know someone that does.
Mhm.
I reached out to someone the other day about what is it? It's like a influencer platform that reached out to me basically. And I'm like, hey, you follow them. Do you know what that is? And they're like, no, but hit up so and so. They'll definitely know. And they did. I reached out to her in case she knew. It was great. It's an amazing, just very tight knit community. I keep saying the word. I feel like I'm overusing it, but it's the best one there is to describe it.
I always keep thinking of if there's a word I could blend van community together. It's van life travel. It's the way in
Yeah.
which you travel. It's a very different way of traveling. It's a different kind of community. It's a way in which people just come together. I love the
Mhm.
fact that it's very diverse. That's something
Yes.
I love too, because it's solos, it's couples, it's families. And I know this year I saw you. Some of our friends from Schoolie Swarm are going to be in attendance again.
Yes. Oh yeah, yeah. I won't mention that. So Schoolie Swarm is doing an event. Oh God, what is it? Mm,
It's afters. It's after yours.
It's definitely after. I think it goes the February 21st to March 6th, I want to say.
Something like that.
And if you don't know Schoolie Swarm, they I think they describe it as like a family reunion, but
Mhm.
with only the good cousins. They're up in Melrose, Florida, which is a little more central, and they have a fantastic spot in the woods. They bring in some facilities. They bring in a couple food trucks, I believe. Uh, they just do a fantastic job of a week and a half long event. Stay as long as you want or as short as you want. They have a community kitchen, basketball courts, all that stuff. And we have a ticket deal going on with them right now. I think it equates to about 25% off each
Mhm.
event, if I have to say. So you can get that either on their website or on VanFest website.
It's a
You
really
want to
cool
return
thing,
the
and I
code?
will say last year, a lot of people from VanFest, they met there for the first time, and they got
Hmm.
tickets, and they all moved to Schoolie Swarm because they just
Yeah.
want to continue to have a community. So there was
Yeah.
a big I knew, Michelle was telling me that. She goes, "Oh my gosh, we didn't think there'd be so many vans," but it was really nice to have everybody there.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
meet new friends, like we've been saying. You meet new friends. And I remember the VanFest in Utah last year around this time. Actually. Today, last year, um, there was a group of 4 or 5 people that I think traveled together for almost 6 months after.
Oh, wow.
They ended up going all the way down to like down Baja and back, and I think a couple of them went up to Alaska or something. Yeah,
That's cool. That's really
you meet
cool.
new friends.
Hey, we've got a friend, Ron Darrow, who was saying the cab over truck campers are very close to vans. That's true.
They are.
It's a different way of looking at it, and they're really, really cool.
They are. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot more rugged, probably in some ways. I know I have a full size transit. If anyone doesn't know, and it's rated for 9,000 pounds, and it's 10,800. And it can't go some places because I don't have the courage, and I'll use the nice word there, to go those places. And I'm sure it can. But yeah, truck campers are fantastic. I'm
Yeah.
always envious of those.
So let's talk about your transit for a second. How long have you
Yeah.
had it?
I bought it in early April of 2020.
Okay.
And it was a really fantastic car buying experience. Because I didn't even meet the guy until he gave me the keys and he threw them to me from about 10 feet away. Because this was the
COVID.
height of the pandemic. And I got a great deal. And I kind of just bought a table saw and channeled my high school wood shop and went nuts.
Talk about a project during a pandemic. Okay.
Yes, it was a
Fantastic.
lot. The only thing I didn't do is anything that required lifting the van
Uh-huh.
because I did not have the ability to lift a
Makes
seven and a
sense.
half thousand pound van at that point in time.
So how does your wife, what's the one thing about your van that
Yeah,
you either love or wish you could change?
I wish I could change the gas mileage.
Hmm.
And I think that ties into the other thing I wish I could change, which is I wish I had the turbo because I have the 3.7 naturally aspirated 6 cylinder. And in the mountains at 10,500 pounds, it does not do as well as I wish it did.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put it that way. I've already decided on the next one. It's going to be a Transit. You can't convince me otherwise. It's going to have probably a bread box body instead of the van chassis. And it is going to have the turbo. 100%.
I've learned my lesson off you these. I have to tell you, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So I have a 2020 Ram ProMaster. I think about
Mm-hmm.
that. Front wheel drive, and I love it. And it goes up mountains. It does really,
Mm-hmm.
really well. I've never had a problem. When I moved to my Sprinter, that's 11,000 pounds carrying this big box. It doesn't get up and go as quickly as the
Yeah.
other one does. And you really have to think twice before cutting out in front of traffic,
Oh, yeah.
going up and down hills. But that's okay. It just means you learn. You just
It's made
adjust.
me a much more patient driver.
That's one way of looking at it.
Yep,
Yes.
absolutely.
That's one way of
Take my
looking.
time. I'll wait till there's a big gap and I'll casually pull out.
Yeah, I love these things. Well, what else should we know
Sorry,
about van?
one other thing. It's made me almost unable to drive a sedan
Oh,
because I
really?
get in a sedan and I'm down here and I'm like, this can't be legal. This doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's
I understand
terrifying. Someday when we're in a house, it's inevitable, I think, but I will have a Ford Transit little one as
Yeah.
my daily driver.
Yeah.
Because I need the height.
Yeah, maybe a shorty, but tall.
Yeah, sure.
Short. I totally get that. I know. I love these things. So I want to know
Yeah.
real quick from last year, was there anything that you thought was a huge wow? I'd love to do this again, or it was a success, or people just loved that one particular aspect from VanFest last year?
I don't want to say the word community again. I feel like I've
Well,
abused it. A bit.
wait. Other than community, because I think that was the big hit. I mean, I get that part. Yes.
Yes. I think that the one thing, there's a lot of things that I'm changing this year for the better, like venue-wise communication, etc. I think the one thing that stands out is more time together. More time together is really what it is. We're doing an extra day. We do have to be out of there Monday by noon, but we're doing the extra day on the first half of it.
Mm-hmm.
If you're volunteering, by the way, and if anyone wants to volunteer, we're always happy to help. You get free camping, free T-shirt, couple of drink tickets, couple of extra raffle tickets. You get to use a walkie-talkie, but please give it back. That's in parentheses. Please give it back. But you can also join us on Wednesday night as well if you want to help out. But I think just adding in that extra time, not only during the core event, but the away missions before and after as well, just to give you a chance to meander a little bit, decompress. I don't know about anyone else, but after 4 or 5 days of being social, I kind of need like a day to be like, okay, bye.
You do. You need that time. You need I call it the cocoon time, because you go out. It's very exciting, and you meet a lot of people, and you do a lot of things, and you're like, and now it's time to just sort of cocoon yourself, drink a lot of water, give yourself a little break. It's a lot of sensory,
a
lot of sensory
so
stuff.
much water.
Yeah, so.
And sleep. Yeah, and usually my body's pretty sore after doing it. But yeah, just giving people time to get out there, explore a little bit, come back together after the events. And then that's a great period of time to head up to Melrose to go to schoolies.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's what's going to happen this year. I'm going to go there. There's so much going on in Florida this winter. I got to tell you, I'm really excited about it because, the Overland Expo, Schoolie Swarm, VanFest, just tons and tons of events and things happening. And Florida in general is a very narrow state, if you want to call it that. It's 3 hours from coast to coast.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 8.5 top to bottom, but
we don't talk about that part.
Who drives that? That's insane.
Who goes all that way? I don't know.
They're insane.
People who want to spend like $150 or $200 on a campsite go down to Key West.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. But I think though that Florida is so busy too, because like when you want to be warm in the winter, like if you don't, you're insane. No offense. You grew up in Massachusetts. I've done it. It's not like I haven't. You're insane. Is because you really only have 2 spots to go in the continental U.S. When it's cold and you want to stay warm. You have the Southwest, namely Arizona, and you have Florida. So are you a desert or beach? Is really where it comes down to. And
desert gets cold too. No offense. It still gets cold.
Desert gets cold. It gets cold. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take the humid. I like humid. I'm a creature of humidity. I'm from the South.
Same.
I'm a Southern girl, so I will stay in my Southeast section. I am very good with that.
I love the desert. It's absolutely breathtaking. The first time, I'll never forget, core memory. Driving, first time we went out west, we through Tucson up to Phoenix, and we took whatever back road that was, sort of the non-interstate up to Sedona. And it follows a river of some sort. And I just remember coming around a corner and seeing the red rocks for the first time. And I'm like welling up. We just cried. I was like, what is this? This isn't Cape Cod. This is insane. In our little pocket up in the corner. Absolutely beautiful for about 3 weeks. And then I get really dry and my skin cracks. And I want you to see.
Then you're like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready to go back.
Yeah.
I'm ready to go back. Well, listen, before I forget, we want to make sure we tell people if you are interested in coming to VanFest, number one, you can go
Yep.
to, we left a link in the description below as well as
Mhm.
attached to the live stream. If you want to exhibit, which is really cool, if you have a van and you want to show off some really cool things that you've done in your van, or maybe you
Nice.
have one, you know, I have a pre-made, but I modified it to do some things that I really like, which I think is cool. Make it your own, make it your own, you know, give it a little
I
personalization.
like the premium. It's funny though, because like I've been in an Echo now, and I've been in a few, and I'm thinking about the next one. I'm like, I do that. That's a good use of space.
It's really interesting. I will tell you right now, a lot of what I've found this past year and going to all the RV shows and talking to people, because this just came out in 2025. They just came out with
Mm.
the Sprinter. They've had the Transit for a while, but now the Sprinter is bigger. So it has more space than even the Transit does. And I would say, in my experience, 75% of the people that are looking at buying an Echo have owned a van.
Mm.
And that's interesting because it's just a little more something that they wanted or we're going to do on the van anyways.
Square.
And it makes
Extra
it an
width.
easier space to live in and do things and go places. And with that all-wheel drive, it helps.
And the next one we do is going to be a unicell body Ford Transit.
Yep.
With to have that square body to it.
Yep.
Because if you ever try to frame a wall that's curved vertically and horizontally, the next time you'll go, maybe.
What was I thinking? I thought I
Yes.
could do this
Yeah. Oh, you can. You absolutely can.
once.
No, you can do it.
Now I give a lot of credit to the builders. I do. I mean, a lot of these
Absolutely.
builders do amazing things.
But just like everything in life, you know, you do something and you go, oh, I've learned so much from this. I am now more wisdomous and I am now more knowledgeable. I know wisdomous isn't a word, but it was a fun Friends reference if you get it. And you want to do it better. It's as simple as that. I'm going to do.
Okay. Broken Nomad wants to do a Unimog.
Unimog.
Those things are huge. But he also says,
Never seen
I'm never going to build out a Chevy Express ever again. That's for sure. Yeah.
I don't know what a Unimog is. I had to Google it. And yeah, that's a bit much.
They're
It probably
awful.
gets worse than my 10.5 and Peach.
It gets like 4 or 5. Maybe. They're huge, but they are really cool. Okay. So for anyone who it's their first time going, what should they prepare or pack? What should they bring other than, you know, the schedule's on there, which is, you know, anything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's Florida. So that means sun and that means mosquitoes sometimes. This should be early enough or late enough, however you want to frame it, in the season that bugs really that aren't that bad. We're also relatively close to the ocean, so that kind of keeps them at bay a bit. So bring some sunscreen, bring a few changes of clothes, because as much as I'd love to have a shower on site, I don't think we're going to be able to because there's no running water. And honestly, just bring yourself. Prepare to meet new friends, prepare to have fun, you know, try to, if you've never done yoga, like go try yoga. Why not? I'm not flexible, which means I should do yoga. My wife actually is like, you want to do yoga tonight? And I'm like, it's 8:30. But you know, just bring yourself and your amazing personality, because that's what makes these events amazing and special. It really is. If you have a dog, bring your dog, and let me meet it, because I love dogs. We're on the fence. We're on the cusp of getting a dog.
Soon. Big news. Big news. You never know.
Yeah.
So the best way to find you, and when you get there, look for the guy in the one wheel running around, and you'll
Pretty much. I mean, my cell phone number is on the website. If you guys need to reach out for anything, you can email me. You can call me. I'm an open book. I'm not always be accessible. Please don't call at 2 a.m. But the phone's on silent. You won't get through. But if you have any questions, if you need anything, please reach out. You know, I love to help people with stuff, really. And that seems kind of like an interview question. Like, my biggest flaw is I love to help people, but I really do. And I will talk your ear off about a lot of things if you can't tell. But
I was going to say we're going to do a giveaway, but we have to talk about a lot of other things. We've got a lot of giveaways coming up in the next couple months. We're going to be doing some Christmas giveaways. I'm going to do the 10 days of Christmas giveaways, which might be some fun things to take to VanFest, which I'm very excited about. Yay! Gotta love these things.
We have a couple giveaways coming up too. Keep an eye on Instagram. Just throwing that out there.
Keep an eye on some. There's some things going on socials, guys. We got some big giveaways going on. Well, I want to just thank you for being here, dude. Because I mean, this has been an amazing, fun thing to talk about.
Always.
I'm going to use the word community again. That's the word of the day.
That's okay.
Community. van community. If you were ever interested in learning about what it's like, if you're van curious, if you already have a van but you're looking for community, if you've been in a van for a while and you thought you found community but you want a new community, you might want to show up here. You're going to meet new people because
A lot
that's
of
really
people.
hard. That's really hard to find and meet new friends when
Yep.
you're, on the road. So that's a neat way of doing it. I will be there. And I can't wait to meet people. I was just saying, I don't know if I'm bringing the Ram or I don't know if I'm bringing the Echo. I don't know. We haven't
Why
decided yet.
not both?
Maybe
What's the
both.
towing
I don't know if I could
capacity?
drive both. Bring a friend. I don't know.
I've towed something once in my life and I'll never do it again.
No, I'm good.
Sorry.
I'm good. But it's gonna be fun. And I'm definitely, if you want to see me do a bad Elaine silent dance like from Seinfeld, with the crazy,
Yes.
Oh, you got to come. And I'll bring my disco balls.
That's worth it.
I'll bring a playlist. We'll have some fun and do some stuff.
Absolutely.
But I think it's definitely Broken Emmett said you need to bring the Echo. It's okay. It drives really, really well. I gotta tell you guys, I've been having a lot of fun with that. But I want to thank Lance so much for being here because he rocks. Not only did he do this whole thing, I know you have a lot of great volunteers. We want to give the volunteers a good shout out too.
Yeah.
If you're interested in volunteering, go on the website, make sure you contact them because you guys get a lot of perks as volunteers. There's a lot of
camp for free.
Yeah,
that's the big one, really. Let's be honest.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Camp for free. I love that. Are there any food? I know someone's going to ask me about food too. Are we doing any food trucks or anything like that? Okay.
Yes. So can I have 30 seconds to go over a couple things?
Oh, please.
Okay, awesome. There's if you go on the about page and scroll down to event changes, anyone who was there last year, if you recall, we had some carnival stuff on the grounds, really because VanFest they managed to squeeze us in between two carnival-ish events on opposing weekends, and it was just a lot easier to leave them there for the venue as opposed to trucking them all off. And I feel like that was a little bit of a detractor. Took up a lot of space, et cetera, et cetera. Those are not going to be there. As well as we will have local food trucks coming by. The volume of which depends on the day, but you all have kitchens as well, so I'm not terribly worried about it. We're going to be spreading out the bathrooms a bit to make it a lot easier to access. Check-in and parking is going to get an overhaul. When you show up, please be prepared to have a picture taken. Hop out of the rig, stand there, bring the kids, bring the dog. I want to make sure everyone has that memory of it. I think actually for the most part that's it. And we have separate camping areas. I forgot to mention that. So you can use code Charlie Grace for 20% discount for an exhibiting ticket. Please. I love when people exhibit. I love meeting the people on touring your rigs and all that stuff. If you're not quite the exhibiting type, we're going to have a couple other camping areas. We're going to have Meteor Meadow. Oh, by the way, exhibiting is called the Launch Pad. I think I said that. We're going to have Meteor Meadow for general camping just without exhibiting. We are going to have the Orbital Outpost, which is we work with the venue to get a whole new section of grass basically opened up, kind of away from the main event area, as a kind of like a quiet zone. No guarantees, but as quiet as we can make it. We're also going to have the Cosmic Tent Colony. So we actually have some rooms set aside for those who are in tents. I think we have half a dozen or so already, maybe closer to a dozen at this point. Going to be setting up tent camp.
I like that. It gives people lots of options. So, depending on where you want to be, because there are people who I tend to like the quieter side. I like coming and partying and having a good time, but then I want to go back to my quiet side because I go to bed early and I get up early too. So it happens.
But like I said, you just have to have the spirit. That's really it.
Yep.
Just have the spirit, show up, meet some people, have a great time, and make some memories.
I think that's the way to do it. Oh my gosh, I love this. Well, once again, guys, thank you, Lance, for being here. We're going to do what I call the behind the scenes. So give me 2 minutes and we will go behind the scenes. Here we go. Okay, now we can have fun. Okay, now let's talk about the real stuff. Ready? Stuff that we normally couldn't talk about on the podcast. This is the fun behind the scenes part.
All right.
What I really want to know is who wants the dog more, you or your wife?
I think we both do. So, okay, I had a dog growing up, as did she. We had our cat, Grace. We got her in 2007, and she passed in March.
Okay.
16 years, that's a long time. She was about 22. We're not sure.
Oh, wow.
We have no idea what her life was before us because she was in an abandoned shelter. But we're giving it a little bit of time. But I think that given the fact that I think we really lucked out with her,
Mhm.
just as a cool cat, right? Like we brought her in the van. I remember we still look at the photos sometimes. We brought her in the van, and the first night, it took her all of about 15 minutes of sniffing around to just be like, okay, cool, this is home. And she never complained about it, or as much as a cat can complain. I think we lucked out, and I think that we will have a cat again one day, but I think you have to get a dog first. Because
Ooh.
if you have a cat and then you get a dog, I feel like the cat's going to be like, what's this?
I
But if
think
you
you start
bring,
with a love fern, honestly. I think if you really want to go in the progression of things, you start with a love fern. I would
I
say
can't keep plants
a,
alive.
a dog is a really hard thing. I mean, have you had a dog before? Like, do you really
Mhm.
have you thought about this? Because I mean, it's a
Yes.
lot of work when you're
Oh, I know.
traveling with a dog.
I
Take it
know.
from the lady. I actually wrote a book called How to RV with Your Dog. How to travel with your dog. I do public speaking on this topic all over the country because getting a puppy or a dog, a little
Yeah.
like a 1-year-old dog, in traveling with a van, the things you don't think about. If you have a home with a backyard,
Mm.
it's different than having a van and on the road and
Bringing
constantly
the dog out.
changing,
Bringing the
constantly different
dog out.
smells, constantly different. I mean, it's just, it's either one way of making your dog super neurotic real quick.
Mhm.
Because every dogs are different. They could have
Yeah.
anxiety issues. They could, you just don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think more power to you. I'm excited. You know me, huge dog lover. Not going to deny that.
Same.
But
I
it'll
will
be,
meet a dog, and within 5 minutes, I will be playing tug with my teeth.
yeah,
Like I'll be down there.
like
I don't
let's
care.
go.
I have no shame. They're the best people I've ever met. Was a dog.
Well, I'm excited. All I can say is I've helped name a few dogs. So when you get the dog, I just throw it out there in the universe to see what kind of name's
Mhm.
going to pop up. But I'm thinking Freddie. Are you thinking male or female?
Okay. I don't know. It's going to be a rescue, so it's kind of.
You never know.
Oh, speaking of which, I didn't mention this because it's not like 100% finalized, but I think we're going. So we like to, for raffle tickets and stuff, we put all the money to a 501c3 nonprofit. Last year we did the national parks,
Mhm.
but I think we're gonna, because we lost our cat and we want to give back, partner with a local humane society,
Oh, that's
Brevard County
awesome.
Humane Society. So
Yeah.
we're still talking about it, but I think they're gonna bring some animals by, and if anyone wants to adopt an animal,
Ooh.
their ticket, if anyone adopts an animal, whatever they paid for their ticket will go towards that.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm telling you. It's not animals are they give you more than you give them in many ways.
Mhm.
Like it's just one of those things where it affects people's mental health. There's a lot of things that go along with this,
Mhm.
especially if you're on the road by yourself. For me, I got to tell you right now, having a dog this past weekend, I was in the Smoky Mountains. She is the best set of ears you could ever have.
Oh my god, yeah,
Because when
absolutely.
I'm asleep and all of a sudden she wakes up like there's something going on
Yeah.
outside and it's like, "Oh, I'm alerted." It really is super helpful. So it's been a blessing for that.
Our cat wasn't good at that, mostly because she was a cat, but probably partially because she was completely deaf. I'm thinking
Could be.
little bit each.
Could be. Or she's just a cat and doesn't care. Just a cat. Just saying.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh my goodness. So, I'm still trying to figure out this whole silent dance thing. This is gonna be so are people gonna listen to the same music at the same time? Because if not, people are gonna be dancing to different stuff.
Well, that's their whatever. That's their prerogative. So
That's pretty
the
wild.
headsets have 3 channels, so they'll switch somewhere on.
Okay.
So you have channel A, B, and C, or 1, 2, and 3, and they each can have a completely different playlist.
That's awesome. I gotta
Mm,
I can't wait to take a picture of this. This is gonna be I'm gonna dance weird because that's okay.
that's
That's
fine.
just
I'm not going to dance at all.
so costume contest. I wanted to ask about this one. So
Yeah,
what kind of costume are we talking like
I'm thinking
themed
space
costumes?
themes. I'm thinking
Space
space themes. It
okay.
seems like the thing.
I think I see a lot of
Um,
aliens in your future.
but oh,
Astronauts,
I put a link in here, by the way, if you want a bunch of pictures of the cat.
cat pictures. Oh my gosh. Let's see this. Let me see. Oh, this will be Gracie. Well, I don't know if I can. Oh, wow. Okay. Hold that thought. We're gonna share, guys. You guys are gonna ask me. I'm gonna tell you what it is. Here we go. Let me share the pictures of the cat. This
Yes.
is Gracie.
I mean, so in today's day and
Oh,
age, there are um, so many places to store files, right? And I have files in Dropbox, Google Drive. I mean, you name it. Little random USB sticks, portable hard drives. My wife isn't amazing with technology, so I actually just made a website. I'll give up the URL. Gracie.cat is the website. I don't mind. And it's just a bunch of pictures of Grace. and a couple
That's
of Winnie, who was her daughter,
aw.
who we also adopted, who we lost years ago. And then in there somewhere was one picture of a calico colored llama that snuck its way in because Dropbox tagged it as cat. So you
Okay,
can
that's
try to
funny.
find that if you want.
Now I'm gonna look. That's just funny. That is
Mm.
so fun.
I mean, keep
Cute.
going. There's like three or 400 pictures.
Are you
So
serious? Oh my
yeah,
gosh, there's more. And there's more.
yeah. Oh, right there, center screen. You see that? No, go back up a little bit.
Oh, there we go. Llama.
Go. Yeah, there's the llama. Go down one and click on that one.
This one?
Yeah, that's her first night in
Oh.
the van, just
Oh.
sniffing around. And then about 5 minutes after that, she was just happy as a clam.
So cute.
It'll be good.
You know, I gotta tell you, I've never met a happy clam, but I'm sure I've heard of them all my whole life.
Yeah, I mean, I've met clams.
I
I
met
don't know.
clams.
We didn't get into their disposition.
No, gotta
But,
love this.
yeah.
I know. See, now she's like, oh, kitty cats, they're so cute. Who doesn't love it? I mean, it's one of those things. Um, I'm making. I can't. I've got a couple special giveaways. I'm bringing to Florida this year. Every year I do hats. We do hats for
Yes.
giveaways and other things. But I'm trying to think about. I got this whole space thing because I have so many space themed things here in Huntsville, Alabama. I'm sure I can find a couple things that'll be really neat. I love this. All right. Well, last words, dude. Anything you want to say?
Yeah.
Anything new, exciting? I mean,
Oh,
what I
man.
know. What
Working.
are we? Are we thinking about doing other meetups throughout the year in other locations?
Yeah, I'm working on 2. Still talking to venues. I'm trying again this year. I'm trying for next year for a New England one
Okay.
in the summer at some point in time.
Ooh, okay.
Because we generally are home for the summer. So why not? And then I'm working on a Halloween weekend one
Ooh.
next year. No guarantees. Still trying to find a venue. Talking to one that seems promising. I guess I give it out if you go to vanoween.com, perhaps. Maybe there's a little website. There's not much there. Just to sign up for updates.
Right.
But I was particularly proud of it, of the effects and stuff.
I'm looking now. Now you got me looking.
If you didn't, I learned
this is
HTML
fun.
from a book when I was 11. So that was
Wow.
1996.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah. And you hold your mouse over it. Keep
Ooh.
open. There you go.
Love it.
So, yeah, I enjoy sometimes creating basic websites.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm working on a venue somewhere in the Southwest. So I do like the desert, small doses. So
That'll be
stay
fun.
tuned.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned for
I
more.
have a call tomorrow with the venue, so hopefully they'll go.
Very exciting. Very exciting. I know there's lots of things happening. I tell you what, I'm the only one who has like a 4-year calendar because these things come up and you're like, oh, if I don't plan it, I'm gonna be in the wrong part of the United States to get all the way over there. Like I've been invited to go to something in May and I'm gonna say like Virginia, but then in June I gotta be in Colorado. Completely opposite. Like, well, wait a minute, that's not even close. I've got to pick one or the other. It's always hard. It's hard to do that.
You know what's tough too is my wife has family down in Florida who we spent Thanksgiving with the last few years, and we're spending it back home this year. But we're like, well, we could just fly down for Thanksgiving. We don't have to drive. We don't have to do a 2.5-day drive down the coast. I'm like, yeah, but a hotel. I'm like,
really?
no, I want my Lisa mattress that's in the van. I paid good money for that.
Yeah.
A 10-inch memory foam. It's weird. It changes how you think of travel too, because if you can drive there, but you think about flying there and staying in a hotel, you're like,
Not the same.
Like I wouldn't drive to England. So yeah, of course England. But
my thing is my dog. My dog does not like to fly. She's not a big flying dog. And I love my van bed. I mean, I love it's so comfortable. And like you get to that point, you're like, so I'm gonna give up my comfortable, cushy, cozy area for unknown. I'm like, no, I'm good.
That's the part, is it could be great, but it's unknown.
It's unknown. I'm like, I'm good. Right now, I think one of the things I'm seriously considering buying is a miniature projector. Unless someone talks me out of this. This is my idea. A miniature projector and like a pull down shade. Yeah. To do for like a TV thing.
I wouldn't buy the Pico projector, like the one that's the size of my phone. I don't think they get bright enough. Okay. But you can get a sub $100 2K at least.
Yeah.
Projector.
Yeah. They're cheap now. They're really cheap. But I'm just trying to figure this out because I don't mind.
I have 3, not in the van, but for VanFest. Yeah.
I got rid of my
two in a
chunky,
storage unit in Florida.
I got rid of my big chunky projector years ago, and I was like, and I thought I'll never really need it. Now I'm doing some presentations, and every once in a while I need a projector, which that would be handy for that. But I really like my I'll call it my lounge area, my bed area. I've never had like a queen size bed in my van, and now I do, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. It's just like beyond.
Is it a straight queen?
What do you mean by
like it's a 60 by 80?
It is a twin put together, which makes into queen.
Two twins together is a king.
No. Twin-ish. They're not real twins.
Okay.
They're the weird size things.
I mean, so we have, I call it a queen plus.
Okay.
We have like an $1,100 Lisa mattress that we have in our apartment, and I cut it with an electric turkey knife. So it's 66 inches wide. So it's 6 inches wider than a queen and 6 inches narrower than a king.
Gotcha.
So just get that little extra.
Nice. Just enough. Yeah. Yeah. No, I went a little crazy this past, was it 2 weekends ago? And I started looking at my bed going, I could put this all together. I've had them separate for a long time. I thought, let's see what it looks like together. And I was like, oh, it's a game changer. I'm like, oh my God. It's like the most amazingly comfortable, the dog and I aren't trying to squeeze on this little teeny tiny, like less than twin size bed. And I was like, why haven't I done this before? What was I waiting on before? Like, this is ridiculous. So now I'm just thinking, okay, I really need to make this into like this big, cozy, Instagram worthy looking gorgeous. I went and bought fake plants.
IKEA. That's the best. That's the place to get them, is IKEA.
Yeah, I know. No, I think I Kohl's this one. I was at Kohl's. I happened to be in the shopping plaza du jour of like a Target, a Kohl's, all that kind of stuff. And you're like, okay, I'm parked already.
So every shopping plaza.
Might as well just hit them all and something fine. And it was fun. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big shopper.
Yeah, no,
not a big thing.
It's hard to be materialistic. And that's putting it really shallow. But when you have such a finite amount of space, like I don't have room for that.
No room, nothing. And there's not much. I mean, I'll buy spices, I'll buy food, I'll buy consumables. I'll pay for experiences. I'll pay for a place to park. I think the biggest lesson I've learned this year, this is really interesting, is I knew parking was always a little more difficult east of Mississippi. I think we can all just say that's absolutely just the way it is, right? I get that.
For the most part.
However, this has been the year of more legislation to no longer park on public streets. This has been the year for more HOAs to make harder things for you to park more than 1 day or 2 days outside of a house, even if you're in your own driveway. It's been a really interesting year in thinking about those things. So as you move forward and you look into van life, these are things you have to think about is, for someone who says, hey, I'm going to go down the Keys, I'll just park on the street. It's illegal. Can't do that.
I've heard in the Keys, it is, I've never tried because I've heard it's so difficult.
Yeah. It's
basically not.
Yeah. It's illegal.
I've heard of one parking lot in Key West where you could probably do.
I've heard of a certain marina or other places where you could potentially spend the night, but you have to know the owner, and they still charge. I mean, it's a thing. Yeah. So
I've heard of people using Docwa, which is a app to book moorings and slips for your boat as you're traveling in a boat.
Okay.
I've heard of people using that to book a mooring or a slip at a marina, because usually it comes with a parking spot and a shower.
That's not a bad idea.
Right? I have also stayed at marinas, and I just find someone on a boat. I'm like, oh, hey, man, do you remember the shower code? And he's like, oh, yeah, it's 3821. I'm like, great, thanks.
Good to know. The things we do for hot showers.
Riviera Beach. Yeah. Not a great area. Good showers at the marina.
Good to know.
Yeah. Good
to know. Yeah. I know after I left you, I went to Long Point. I was at Long Point Park down past Melbourne on Sebastian Key, down by Sebastian Inlet.
Yeah. I've actually been to that one.
Fantastic. I loved it because I love county parks. County parks are really nice. I had some stuff to do down there. I was trying to find, and I'm also looking for places to park, not just, in the campground. Like if I would much prefer to boondock 5 days, pay for 2, do that sort of weird back and forth. And I have friends who boondock all the time, and they just park in public places. And I'm like, how do you not get a ticket? Like I don't know how they get away with it.
I don't know.
Luck of the draw.
I think that I'm not stealthy, but I have bikes on the back. I made an extra. I wanted more solar, so I had two 200-watt panels and two 100-watt panels, which you're not supposed to combine them. I'm like, I just want a little more. So a guy I know made aluminum L brackets to attach to my roof rack. So now
Mhm.
over my air conditioner, I have a 200-watt fan, but it is sticks up like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
not so. And at this point, I don't really care.
Yeah, I'm done. I'm good. I'm over it. They know my name's on the side of my rig. So,
And I really don't want to jinx this, but it's been almost 3 years. Haven't had a single knock.
oh, really? You've never had knock? Wow.
And I
That is
haven't been as ballsy as some people, but you go to an industrial park. I'm like, you know what? Good enough. They don't open until 10. Great. I'll park in front of this one.
yeah.
Never a problem.
Oh, well, see, that's good. I
You're-
love that.
Yeah.
Take it. All right. Well, listen, it is a Monday night. It's Monday, Monday,
is.
Monday. That means we are talking RV travel talk. We're doing the behind the scenes. We're having fun with my buddy Lance from VanFestUSA, guys. So thank you so much for being here, dude.
Or a VanFest shirt. I just
He's
have
like-
on this boring gray shirt.
Like VanFest.
Mhm.
V for VanFest. V.
Yeah.
Let us know if there's anything you need. We're going to be around this community, and hopefully we'll get a big group together. I can't wait to go
Absolutely.
crazy silent dancing. And
Yep.
I got to find a costume now. I make my space eggs. I love this. Well, it's going to be interesting. It'll be fun. So listen, dude, keep in touch. We'll
Yes,
keep going on
likewise.
here. And then everybody make sure you follow VanFest on Instagram and check out the website.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Good
I'm
to
going
talk
to
to you,
put you in the
John.
basement. There you go. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Next Monday, we're going to have another awesome guest. We get to learn all sorts of cool things every Monday night. So plan on being here Monday, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we will see you then. So until then, safe travels. Enjoy your day. And don't do anything I would enjoy. How's that?